Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Folk. It's that time again for another Folk in Scotland. But this week, I'm putting the music off.
Oh God, this is serious stuff. What's happened?
Listen. Have
you found a third nipple?
No, it'd be a ninth. But here's the thing. Here's the amazing thing. I've been up since about 3:45 this morning because flash of genius in my sleep, an idea came to me, and I think I've come up with the world's greatest, most successful business idea. But because I can't invest in it,
beef flavoured chewing gum.
No, not beef flavoured. What's wrong with you? No. I'm putting this out to the world, and anyone can do it. Right?
Right.
So are you ready? I'm going to just go straight into it. Right. I was watching yesterday, there was an advert or something, and it was one of the girls that used to be a Scottish widow.
Or something.
It was something. I can't remember. I wasn't
Is
paying
that
attention.
not Roger Moore's daughter?
Could it be? I don't know. But she was a
Scottish widow. Yeah, she looked like a druidess. She was walking through the woods with a cowl.
Now, this has been a very successful advertising campaign for death money for 35 years. Where
you get a free pen, do you?
You get a pen. Right. Now, this is the way I'm going. Now, listen to this. Just sit. Are you sitting back and prepared?
I'm always sat back.
Okay, here we go.
Feet up in the stirrups.
I realise something. That when women watch that advert, they're not going, I better get insured, I better think of the future, I better do this, I better do that. They're not going, no, that's a fucking excellent cloak.
Oh, my TV's randomly come on.
Oh, God.
Sorry,
do you know what it is?
Somebody's threatened by your business concept.
They're listening.
Okay.
They're listening. I fucking knew it. That's Jeff Bezos, isn't it? Your house is run by him. So
it is run, yeah.
They want the cloak. And they look at that advert and they go, oh, look at that cloak.
That's a great cloak. Or is that a cowl?
Potato. I will call it a cloak, right?
A shroud?
A shroud. No, a cloak. It's a cloak, right? We'll go
a
cloak.
pashmina?
It's not a pashmina. I know what that is. Could be a snood. An oversized snood could be a cloak. But let's just stick with cloak. We're going to keep this business plan simple.
So what we've got, women are watching this advert. They're not thinking about the business implications or financial security. They're thinking about nice cloak.
Yes. And do you always notice...
This is your jumping off point.
Right, okay. This is my pitch. So they'll look at this girl and she's always beautiful girls, and they're walking along through the woods and they're wearing this long black cloak, right? And women, especially Dundee women, look at that and they think that's romantic. It's more romantic to have lost love than live with a Dundee man. Now, we all know that's fact.
Robin, the hooded man.
Right, so they get their cloak, right? So on their husband sadly has passed away, and they're waiting at the door. It's on its way, right? And it's coming, and a big black box comes in, and in gold writing it says, "With condolences." And when they open it, they go, "It's a very sad day," but they hold that cloak up to their face and go, "But it was worth it for the cloak." Yeah. Right? You would shift a million of these things overnight. You could have the black widow, the green widow, the red widow, the white widow, all different colours. And women would love it.
Well, most Dundee women are just, every minute is just, the food they cook their men is just, it's a slow murder.
It's just mass murder in Dundee. But
a deep fat fryer is just a very slow bullet.
Exactly. I've said this for years. Bullet. Yep.
Working its way through your heart. It takes 20 years, but it'll do the job.
It's like hanging a noose on a sapling and waiting.
I don't like waiting for things in the post. The post now seems to be quite speedy. I got something from Egypt.
They're improving.
Last year, and it took 3 days.
That's crazy.
But I remember back in the 80s, my brother and I collected tokens on the back of Star Wars figures.
Right, okay.
Sent it away for a Chewbacca bandolier.
Mm-hmm.
And it arrived when I was about 27 years old.
Yeah, it was like that back then. Things are good now. But let's get back to the plan.
The soy cloak, you've got different coloured cloaks. Okay, what are these? You're not going to make this out a luxury product.
Oh, it's going to be a velvet, But the thing is, it's all included. You've paid for it. You think you're getting something special. Now, the reason people will buy this is because, as you said, they'll go, fuck, let's get this expensive policy because they're getting a free Parker pen or plastic carriage clock.
Well, no, it's people get those fucking meerkats.
Yes, exactly.
They sign up for multiple policies so they can get like all the different...
And with the carriage clock, I say you cannot leave your children anything that requires a single AAA battery.
Those carriage clocks, when you open them up, they were just
plastic crap.
It was Timex made them.
Exactly, rubbish. So, don't think I've left men out here. So you got Scottish widowers. Now, they get their box. And what's in the box? They open it and it says, with condolences. No. On the top, there's a paper scraper. Why is there a wallpaper scraper? Because for all their life, they've been living in a house with flowery wallpaper. They can take it down. And a dado remover, a little lever, a dado rail remover, right? And they go, that's great, but there's something under that. And they go, what's under that? 1-to-1 replica of Conan the Barbarian's sword to put on their wall.
Oh,
or you could.
I'm always suspicious of men.
No, wait! I've come up with it. Wait! A Millennium Falcon Disney Death Packs.
Okay.
Oh my God! You would sell 1 million tomorrow.
No, you know the thing Luke Skywalker when he put the blindfold on.
Yeah.
When Obi-Wan was abusing them, and he fought with that thing. It flew about.
Oh yeah.
The sphere. That would be good for your loved one's ashes. A Death Star would be good as well for the ashes.
So, Disney, if you're listening, Disney Death Packs.
I'll be honest with you, I think somebody will probably have got there before you. Somebody's been buried in a Millennium Falcon. Remember,
I think so.
If you see
wasn't
those...
planning to bury people in it. This is just to have as a collectible.
That's the end result, man. You start off with good intentions. Everything always ends in some form of burial. You know, in Africa, you get... Is it Nigeria? You see the people who are buried in, like... Mercedes.
Oh, yes,
they're really elaborate
palm
coffins.
Trees and shit. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it's nice. Mm-hmm. There was a guy I know was buried in a cardboard coffin with Paul Weller albums.
Well, that's just odd. Jesus Christ, that's just weird.
Yeah, isn't it?
It's like when you get... I've always said, because I used to do a lot of travelling into some dangerous places, and I told my next of kin, as they're officially known, leave my rotten corpse wherever it lands. I don't care. I don't care.
To be honest with you, it wouldn't bother the world for long. It would moulder down quite quickly.
It would be gone within minutes.
It would be like, when you find a blue tit or a blackbird dead in your garden.
Yeah, and within a day they're hollow.
A day later, it's just feathers. It's just feathers.
That's me.
well, that Ben Fogel bastard was in Chernobyl. Fogel in Chernobyl. He was in Pripyat.
Oh my God.
But Ben Fogel's a fucking idiot.
This is true.
I was expecting it. To be honest, the program it did its own talking because it was quite fascinating. You were in Pripyat. Yeah. They were in the reactor place and they were like wandering about. It was incredible. But Ben Fogel was just like that. This is so surreal. He kept saying, and then when he was faced, he was like that. Wow. And he kept saying, wow.
Wow.
You're like that. Is that the best? Oh, this is awesome, man.
This is what you have to offer. You know what's ironic about that? He is in Chernobyl and his head is the same shape as a mushroom cloud.
Oh, he's a fuck. I actually saw him recording a piece to camera once and he was shit. He must have taken about 40, getting for Coast or something like that. But he took about 40 attempts.
Oh, speaking of being shit in front of the camera, I was talking yesterday to a director friend of ours, and he asked me one question, and it turns out I am so fucking stupid. It took about an hour and a half to get the answer.
Oh, gee.
And I was so disappointed with
myself. You had a bit of brain freeze. What did he ask you?
No, it wasn't brain freeze. I just had so much to say. And it was all wrong.
Oh.
I can't go into details, but what I can say is I came across as a fucking idiot, which is unusual, but
that is your truth, and don't you be ashamed of anything. Don't you be ashamed of anything.
I'm going to embrace it. Weaponized stupidity.
All anybody has in the world is themselves, really, with all your little idiosyncrasies and foibles and flaws.
The flaws are what make you. You know,
Nobody's
that's
perfect.
Right. No, that's
perfect.
Right. That's right.
We all have to pull our breeks down to sit for a shite. It's a great leveler.
Well, you do.
The Queen has to sit and do a big shite.
But she has someone who cleans her arse. And for years I didn't believe that.
I don't think I know that Prince Charles has got somebody that pulls he's got a dresser, a guy that hands him his pants and socks. But I'm not sure there's somebody that wipes the Queen's arse.
Bum wipers, and apparently this is the worst part. It's quite a prestigious position to get, and people will fight over it.
Because back in the day they had like the gentleman of the toilet kind of thing, and obviously if you're there when you're at your most vulnerable, that is a very powerful position. That's where people
I know
but
someone.
I don't know if the Queen still gets
it still
bum.
happens because I think it kind of goes throughout the family a bit as well. Only so many, but I know someone who knew. Well, I can't go into details. Once again, I can't go into details because of my Secret Service. What's it called? Your clearance, my Secret Service clearance. But seriously, they still do it. How about that?
The thing is, I don't like the royal family. The Queen seems like when she's fucking driving about in a Range Rover on an estate and riding horses and shooting shit, she looks like she would actually be quite capable of doing a lot of bits and pieces for herself. And I don't know whether she would squat down and just expose her arsehole to somebody.
Definitely. But, they're a different world, man. They're a different people.
They'll only do one shit a month and it'll be like a black diamond.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, I saw that, what's his name, Prince Harry Styles. I saw him. And it was a clip from the interview he's doing, right?
Oh yeah,
and he's aged. He's away from the magic crystal at Buckingham Palace.
He's away from the orb.
He's away from it, and he's aged. We knew it would happen. It's only been a week.
As the crow's feet appeared,
the crow's feet are there. He looks tired.
It's like that film. Is it The Hunger with Catherine Deneuve?
Deneuve, yeah.
You know when David Bowie gets a wee bit decrepit?
Yeah, that's what's happening.
That's what's going to happen. Harry will be like Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Giving the guy drinks from the...
He'll go... What'll happen, right? The inevitable divorce and all the nastiness and that will happen. And then he's gonna go back to Buckingham Palace, and he goes like he's a 48-year-old guy. He's all these gingers turned white. Within 2 days, he'll be 26, and he'll be out in the town again. Yeah. He'll get the power. I notice
the press is. There are more important things going on in the world at the moment. Everything seems to be caught up in this shit. But I know she's getting interviewed with Oprah. She's got the full face of fucking the fillers.
That's wonderful.
She's had the face fillers. Well, I told you, a friend of mine, he knows a guy,
right,
who works on Charles's estate.
Okay,
and he's a gamekeeper,
right.
And they have a lot. They all got the vaccine early, in the whole lot of them.
Of course,
keep the royals safe.
Yeah.
But they have dealings actually with the royals quite a lot. And you can whatever you think of the royals on a day-to-day basis, when people interact with each other, there's often humanity. I mean,
yes,
you know. And he said to this gamekeeper guy, "What are they like?" And he says, "Well, the royals." He says they're actually all right. He says Charles is dead nice to everybody. He plays at being this ordinary guy. Mm-hmm. And deep down, he just wants to be this. He wants to be liked. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But he says the bolder of the two brothers, what's he called?
William, right, okay.
Always very nice to the staff, and his wife, always very nice to the staff. Harry and Meghan, couple of cunts. Meghan is the most. Meghan is the most hoity, pain in the arse, stuck up of the whole lot of them.
Well, that's what
it's like. That's the social climbers. It's always the snobbiest bitch working is always somebody that works at Marquis. Because they think, I work at Marks and Spencer.
That's it. I have met and interacted regularly with people who are not rich. What's the next stage up from rich? They're there. You wouldn't know.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck. They treat me with complete respect. There's no hassle. But it's the, as you call it, new mink money. I'll go and they'll argue.
People, you ever seen programs about somebody? It's a tour guide in a stately home, and they're going about like they're the fucking Queen Mother. And fuck you, it's not your house. You just work there, you silly bitch.
Oh, it's mad. Yeah, but that's the thing. The people
it's
at the top,
crawlers, it's the creepers. Whereas a lot of the aristos are completely mad. Just years of inbreeding. They're just covered in dog hair. They're fucking nuts. Their chins have gone many generations ago.
I have an issue with that. I have a strong chin, but there's an angle to the neck.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah, there's a lot of
it's like
something.
It's like the back end of something.
Oh my god!
It's like a slag pile.
You know what I was watching? Speaking of back ends, I've been waiting for a few weeks now because a guy said he had indisputable proof and photographic proof. I cannot speak today. I've been up that early, too early, man. Planning business, and he had photos of a what is it called? Tasmanian tiger,
Tasmanian devil, the Tasmanian tiger.
That's it.
Is he suggesting they're still alive?
He had pictures, and you should have seen them. Utter shit. It's nothing. Yeah. It's not. It's one of these wee marsupial things.
That thing could open its jaw very wide.
Yeah, I hear that there's a possibility they are still alive, but nobody's seen them.
No.
You know what I mean?
I know. If you see the footage, the last footage I had of the one that was in the zoo,
it's extraordinary.
It's extraordinary. They're incredible animals. There's a William Dafoe film, if you ever get the chance.
Yes, it's wonderful.
The Hunter.
Yeah.
And there's a book. It's based on a book, and the book itself is wonderful as well.
Is it good? Yeah. Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, that's good.
No, the Australian animals are fucking mental. It's mental.
It's just
all animals are weird. But they've just thought, just they'll add a pouch to the equation. Okay?
Do you have a beak? Nope, we're giving you a beak. It's like madness.
We'll give you a beak. Yeah, you've got fur. We'll give you a duck-like beak.
Poisonous claws.
We'll make you poisonous as well.
It's mental. It's fucking mental.
We'll give you a death spur. Oh, somebody's phoning me. I wonder who that could be. I can hear my phone going. I don't think it's my. I've been getting phone calls from again, it's an unknown number. And there's a message left, and it's like, the British government has opened a tax avoidance case against you.
I get them twice a week.
They get on my fucking tits. Is there some? But it's come from an actual mobile phone number.
Yeah.
Can I spam that fucker?
Can I? Where could I put that? I think we could ask our listeners, what could we do with that number? Because I get them.
Just put that. Put that number.
Tax. I've got a package that you need to pay tax on to get it released. I get things like that all the time.
Well, it's happened. It seems to be. I never used to get them, but this last week, they've turned. The eye of Sauron's turned on me a little bit, and it fucking infuriates me because obviously I'm not going to fall for it. Well, but imagine some poor old bastard.
They'll fall for it. It happens all the time. That's how they do it. But have you seen? There was a guy in London, and he was getting so many calls.
Oh, he set up
a premium line and just sat on the phone with him. He made a fortune. I think it's still going.
But the authority said, we don't really like the spirit of this. We're not sure you should be allowed to do this.
Oh, what? That's mental.
They were like, this is a little bit morally dubious.
No, it's morally just. It's the opposite.
Because it costs you money to set it up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it was covering itself.
He was raking it in. Because he was just sitting on the phone for hours, like at £1 a minute. It was brilliant.
They won't be checking, will they?
They never check.
It's just a machine that phones round, isn't it? It's like an auto dialer of some description.
And then a lot of them, they're not even real people. It's very convincing, the AI. And you can have a conversation and you're so convinced. But then I'll start asking weird questions and they start repeating, and I hear I'm not talking to someone. But occasionally I will get an actual person to talk to, and I just start going, I'm really lonely. I should put clothes on. Do you still have your mum? Does she make you cakes? And they just fucking hang up. And it's just, I love that shit.
The thing is, but the once they've got you, once they've targeted you, they sell that information on.
Yeah, you're on an idiot list, yeah.
So the marks become more and more, oh God, and they'll just squeeze you dry.
That's the great thing about, if people get hammered with it, but that's the great thing about mobile phones. Just block the number, move on.
Just, block the number, move on.
Great.
Exactly. But there's all those peer people that end up buying like cleaning products.
Oh God,
But they fill their house with it.
It's like they can't stop. It's like
the thing we've spoke about this before. One of the last, when people older, they become frail and old, and they've lost their faculties. Mm-hmm. But what a feeling that endures is greed. Greed endures. It's a very primal sensation and emotion. Greed, isn't it?
I think greed is a very difficult thing to actually define greed. Because you can see where a lot of, like, where people are born essentially scared of, like, snakes and spiders because there's a genetic memory of these things being a threat. And recently they discovered with the uncanny valley in computer graphics, people are going, why are you scared of that? And they reckon it's because there used to be a humanoid that would go around that wasn't quite us and we should fear it. Isn't that incredible?
Yeah, it's like people for Forfar.
Exactly the same. Yeah, come to Scotland. It hasn't changed, you know.
Well, I tried to scare my cat with a cucumber, but he paid it no attention whatsoever.
Oh, I wouldn't do that in case my cat did get a fright. Although, fuck, I bought him a flippity fish, 20 fucking pounds. Right?
Never looked at once.
Jesus, he was terrified. He hid behind the settee and wouldn't come out.
A flippity fish.
It's it's a fish with catnip in it that just flops around. Now,
What is it? Do you wind it up?
No, it's battery, and you just plug it in your USB. And it's great. And cats go mental. And I give it to Susan, and her cat Pushkin has lost his fucking mind over it and loves it. Just beats it up all night.
Well, it has lost its mind a long time.
It's seen so many things. That poor cat.
Poor thing. It never sleeps.
When she goes away, I go across to her house to feed the cat. When you go in, it's got that 1,000-yard stare. You can walk right
hanging
past
from the ceiling. It's just jumped up the ceiling. It's hanging by its toenails. It's
just terrified.
Won't come down. Just terrified of her.
Poor Susan.
Imagine the stuff Susan cooks. Jesus.
Susan is a really good cook.
Right. Oh, is she?
She is. I've not had it, but I've seen her meals, and you're like,
oh God,
I'm
just looking. I've just got off my couch.
Oh
my
no!
My bloody. I'm wearing a hole in my couch.
What?
With my arse. There's a split in my leather couch.
Oh no!
Because I'm just sat there all the time. I'm just got to get a bit of. Oh, this is depressing.
Oh my God!
It's not that old either, but I'm quite rough on a couch. You know what I mean?
I can imagine you are.
Because there's always a lot of stuff in my pockets. So
like rubbing your skid marks in. Leather?
It's leather.
Oh, no.
Oh, I don't know how I'm going to fix that. This is worrying. You've been having people... I noticed you got into a bit of a debate about your leather working.
Yes, yeah.
That was good.
I don't make watch straps.
I'm telling you, he's going to make sure you do. You know
I think I'm going to make a watch strap. I don't make watch straps.
When you're leaving your house from now, be careful, because he's not a man to be contradicted.
Yes, I think I made a mistake.
If he's listening to this, you know what I'm saying?
He may kill me.
I actually think it's what he's wanting to do with it is put it around these, you know?
Yes, I could imagine. I know.
You know what I mean?
I know what our listeners are like.
The dimensions appear to be too small for a man's wrist.
Now, I was told yesterday by someone, a very nice chap, that they didn't listen to podcasts and they thought they were kind of subpar radio, just junk. And they discovered our podcast and now think they like podcasts. Yeah, and I was thinking, is that a compliment or am I just hearing someone's psychosis?
Yeah, he doesn't... It's like, yeah...
Isn't that weird?
It's like if a really tasteless person, if somebody just hated museums, and somebody hated all art and found it all terrible, and he liked my stuff, you'd go, oh, yeah, I know what you mean, oh.
And he suddenly...
radio is terrible now.
Radio's terrible. Podcasts is...
Radio's become like... I don't like music, as you know, so I don't really have the music on. But like Radio 1 and that is just unbearable. It's people that need they sound like they've got a little guitar the back of their throat in Radio 1 now.
Oh, God, they're just...
The men and the women all sound the same. They're trying to give this impression they've been talking loudly in a nightclub till 3 a.m, so their voice is a bit hoarse.
They're horrible.
That's
people.
what the vibe they're going for.
Radio 1, they go straight
1.
from hospital radio to Radio 1. It's utter shite.
Terrible.
But the thing is, this is not because we're older. It's been shite since I was a kid. It's been shit, yeah, terrible.
The one thing in Radio 1's favour now, at least it's younger people. When I was a kid, there was a Radio 1 roadshow came to Aberdeen, and it was a guy called Gary Davies.
Oh my God, yeah.
Let's just say I'm surprised you three left him untouched.
He was just an
asshole, Gary Davies.
God, really?
Simon Salad Cream. Again, just all the lot of them. The hairy cornflake.
Oh, God.
But for our childhood, every media figure was a middle-aged man.
A middle-aged man, that's true. It's a very odd thing.
Remember Tiswas?
Yes.
Tiswas was basically a bunch of dads throwing gunk on children. You're like,
oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm not saying anything about Chris Tarrant, but he looked a bit old to be hanging about children. Sally James, on the other hand.
Sally James, now she was...
What's she doing now, Sally James?
Don't know, I've never heard of her in years.
Sally James.
Remember, I really don't know.
Remember Magpie? It was like ITV's corporate, the version of Blue Peter. Blue Peter used to say, "Guy, hand in your bottle tops, your jar lids." Magpie was like that. Could you send in a tenner in a brown envelope?
Yeah,
because we're going to spend it.
Oh God, yeah, I used to enjoy Magpie. That was good.
Magpie. Who was the guy that hosted it? Was it Tommy something? He had long blonde hair, like a mullety thing.
No, I don't know.
Don't know his name.
Can't remember.
I don't know who he was. There's people that come and go, these funny figures. I think that's the most dangerous of jobs. Just a vague television host.
It must be stressful because you never know if you've got it week to week. You know?
No, they're all freelancing, and I think it's quite bleak. You know what I mean? I think it's bleak.
Yeah.
I can't imagine doing it.
I saw Lorraine Kelly the other day, and she was talking to some blonde girl, Irish host, Love Island or something.
Oh my God, I saw that as well. That annoying. That she's written a book. That girl.
Right. So she's wrote a book, and you're just like,
about makeup.
Oh Jesus Christ!
There's a lassie called Alexa Chung.
Yes, I don't know what she does. I can't figure it out.
She looks like one of those plastic sticks you used to get on a Lazy Susan. Okay. But she wrote a book, and it was just her musings, and it was the most inane thing.
Oh, that sounds
she
brilliant.
Just wrote, shoes are good. They protect your feet. I like jackets. Umbrellas are great. They keep the rain off my haircut. You're like, oh, fuck's sake, man.
I've not figured her out. I've not figured out what she does. I'm not sure who she is. Is she an actress or something? Or?
No, she's just a kind of person, a media figure. Right. But yeah, she's not. Yeah, she's just a kind of a person of interest for the media, a clothes horse. But you remember Catherine Deneuve, who spoke about the hunger.
Yeah.
Wonderfully stylish woman. She's a fair old age now, still very stylish. The French are like besotted with her, as you can imagine. She's like a grande dame of French society. And she's been in some real sexy, provocative movies over the years.
Yeah.
And I believe
absolutely.
She's lived she's one of these, she gives not two fucks. She's one of these
wonderful.
People I like.
That's what I like, that attitude.
But she wrote like an autobiography, and it was the most mundane thing. People just said it was just so tedious.
But
she's just this petty bourgeois kind of woman. Very, very disappointing.
This
like
person
Mick Jagger.
I was talking to.
Mick Jagger likes dado rails.
Exactly. But this person I was talking to yesterday, this director chap, who's just fucking lovely, such a nice guy. But I was telling him how I got the name Derek Findas, right?
Yeah.
So it was Derek's named after a landlord, and Findas is I went to a school with a kid called Dundas, and we were up Camperdown Park playing golf, just in the normal bit, and he got hit in the head with a golf club, and after it he couldn't say his second name. He'd only go Findas. He couldn't say Dundas anymore. That was the albino kid. He used to be called he was called Bunny Eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's
kids at school. They always say kids are so gentle.
Yes.
You know, it's fucking Lord of the
nonsense.
Rings.
Yeah.
It's Lord of the Rings, man.
So this
Not Lord
this
of the
guy
Rings.
said
Lord of the Flies. Yeah, my school was a little bit like Lord of the Rings, but it was also like Lord of the Flies. It's ruthless.
Vulcan, god of fire.
Have you ever seen? Have you ever seen chickens when they're going about?
Yeah.
Say one chicken has like a little blood spot on it. The other chickens will just peck it to death.
They just eat it.
That's like
kids.
a playground in the northeast of Scotland.
Oh, I could believe it.
Ken, if a kid's got the wrong shoes, they're in a lot of trouble.
Because
remember when a dog used to wander into the school playground and the kids would just tear it into bits and eat it?
The screaming.
Because you can't pat an animal to death.
Yes, it's true. I remember there was a guy. He's called Jimmy, and he was chasing this dog that came in. The dog got away and he fell. And when he come back, do you remember those novelty giant pencils that you used to get from Blackpool when someone visited?
You did, yeah.
He come back and we thought he'd broke it in half and it was hanging in his nose. He'd pierced part of his skull. It went up through his nose and into his skull. And he came back and we were like, "Oh, you all right?" He went, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'll get it out when I go home." And he just went back up to class, and when the teacher saw it, there was just a full-on panic. But it didn't bother him at all. Bless him.
There's a lassie I was at school with, and they had a class gerbil. I think he was called Jerry.
Okay.
Or Speedy or something. And each weekend, obviously, it didn't live in the school over the weekend, so you would get to look after it.
Right.
And I suppose it was a good way. We always had pet mice and stuff, so it was for kids that maybe didn't have a pet.
Yeah.
It was a nice idea. Anyway, the lassie who'd taken it, she'd let it out of the cage, and a neighbourhood cat had eaten it.
Oh my God.
I think he was called Georgie the gerbil. Anyway, so she had a bit of a nervous breakdown over this. Proper nervous breakdown. So she was 5-year-old that had suddenly realised death, getting faced with death for the first time. It all come crashing down around her. So she was, I believe she was off sick and perhaps hospitalised.
Oh fuck.
So, yeah.
Right.
So the teacher had said to the class, "We'll all have to write get well soon cards." So she feels better.
Oh my God.
And a guy I was at school with called Donut, he drew one out, and it was in quite graphic detail. It was a cat tearing a gerbil to bits, and it had the big fangs covered in drenched in gerbil blood. But the teacher obviously thought, how bad can they be? So she just sent them along without editing the bloody things. Yeah.
Oh my God. I was in primary 6. And this guy Stuart in my class. Now, we were in one of those old...
There's always a Stuart,
prefabricated 1960s buildings, so it was 3 stories.
They were designed to last a fortnight. And
they really were. Well, my school was
still
knocked
standing
down.
60 years later.
Mine was not knocked down. It was knocked down just a couple of years ago, but it stopped being a school because it wasn't fit for purpose less than 20 years after it opened. So
Jesus Christ. We're
on the 3rd floor. 3 stories. We're up. And Stuart's playing at the window, and out he goes. He just fucking... It's like he jumped. He just fell. Right? Because the teacher was out, Mrs. Duthie, and we all went, fuck. We heard him hit the ground. And nobody said anything because we thought he was dead.
Oh, he's died.
A minute later, he comes running in, sits back down, says, didn't say anything. And everyone was now a part of this crime. So nobody ever said anything, ever.
Was a fluid coming out of his ears?
He looked fine. But he hit the grass.
Kids are
and he was
quite resilient.
Fine.
You do hear little babies falling out the back of a car and bouncing on the motorway.
They're just fine, yeah.
They're absolutely fine.
It's so just strange. Fine. But you heard him, and then he come running in. He was a bit upset, but he didn't say anything. Nobody said anything. Everyone put their head down.
Falling does tend to do that to you. Jesus Christ, school. Just the thought of it now.
Have you taken a fall?
God. Oh yeah, I've fallen. Well, I was on a cub camp, and I wasn't too bad with heights and stuff when I was little, and I went on a big Tarsy swing and fell off, and it just went flying and landed with quite a whump, and then continued for the rest of the camp. It was like a 4-day thing, kind of big jamboree thing, and when I go home, my arm had swollen up. And my mum and dad says, that's not looking good. Took us to the doctor, and I'd broken my arm.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, the cub leaders were always giving us first aid classes, teaching us first aid, but they'd missed the fact I had a broken arm. To say they were a little bit red-faced is an understatement. Okay?
That's hilarious.
Imagine now if that had happened, you'd have sued them.
You'd have sued them. There'd be no more cubs.
There'd be no. But that small town, 5,000 people, I think it had 4 cub groups.
Yeah, I could imagine. They're all like that, all those being bred places.
There's a Catholic one. There's a fucking Catholic one.
Right, this happened to me. My mates were all in the Scouts, and they wanted to go to this camp, and they says, come with us, but you have to come to the Scouts one night. So I went one night, but I didn't realise it was all Catholic, so you all had to pray and everything.
Oh, God.
So I could go on this trip. But I didn't know there was such a thing as Catholic Scouts.
Isn't that ridiculous?
It's madness.
I hope that doesn't exist anymore.
I don't think it was meant to exist at the time. I don't think it was meant to exist, but it did. It definitely
was a free-for-all. Now that Bear Grylls is in charge, he's an evangelical Christian, so he's probably had all the Catholics burnt alive or something, you know?
Well, the guy
Bear Grylls is a dangerous man.
He's
a zealot. Well, there was the Boys Brigade. Does that still exist?
That still exists, yeah.
Because you dressed like you were in Thunderbirds. But they were called the Robins. The junior ones of them were the Robins because of Christ's blood.
Oh,
they
right,
were very religious.
I think it was the Anchor Boys, and then it was the Boys Brigade.
the Anchor Boys.
Well, I never.
Is that not the band that wrote The Whole of the Moon?
Oh my God! But my mum ran that for like 50 years. You know, and then she.
Are you saying your mother kind of had like a militia?
She had her own army, and I'll tell you something right now.
Like remember Winnie Mandela? She had
her own army. My mum's the same.
She had her own. Because she killed that guy, Stompy McKenzie.
That's
remember
right,
him?
yeah.
Poor Stompy McKenzie.
Poor Stompy McKenzie got killed, yeah. But my mum, she runs the Girls' Brigade, or she's involved with the Girls' Brigade. She was the Boys' Brigade, the Anchor Boys. She also does the guides. She's been doing this all her life, voluntary, all her life. But this is a militia. And now, right, anywhere she goes, she's had so many kids that she's known that always see her, and they go like that, Mrs. Findas.
It's quite ironic. And you get in
places for free.
It's quite ironic. She's made such a wonderful job with other people's children.
Yeah. Oh, I see what it took me a minute there, you cunt.
Exactly. The other children she's dealt with would have been far quicker. They would have got this quick.
I'm actually so stupid. I'm really upset.
Oh, God.
I'm laughing, but inside I'm devastated.
I bet you said, Mum, yes,
Mama.
Yes, son. Can I join? No, son, you can't. No. It's not for you. She didn't want. Maybe she. Oh no, that's cruel. No,
yeah, no, that is cruel.
It's a funny old thing because that Dunblane hangs over that quite a lot.
Oh God, yeah.
Because was he not some kind of leader or some kind of group? I don't think it was the Cubs though, was it?
Oh, I don't think it was something like that though. It was a complete.
But at best, my experience is that a lot of my cub leaders they weren't pervy at all, not at all.
Yeah.
But they did have just this they did adults that like the company of children because children kind of look up to them.
Yeah, okay.
And a lot of adults, the other adults kind of laugh at them a little bit, but children, and it's not necessarily a bad thing because yeah. I think is there a lot of people join? What's the take up rate for becoming a cub leader nowadays?
The only way they really get them is when kids are
they'll
brought
be through
up
the
in
ranks.
it. Yeah, and that's the only way they'll stay because they still love it and they just want to pass on this. Because but being in a deprived area, a lot of the kids. That mum deals with.
It's their only chance to get out and about.
Only chance, and she has to deal with a lot of things.
The thing is, surely that's better that kids are going to get a wee bit of discipline. Well, they won't get any discipline anymore, but starting fires. Because if that doesn't exist, you get people like those Dexys fuckers from the studio because they've set up those paid learning bullshit.
Oh my God!
Tree hugging. You have to pay them to hug a tree. You know what I mean?
And you have to. I know someone that ran one of these courses, and you had to thank the tree for its hard work.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
What the fuck? Go up and hug trees.
Yeah, well,
Literally,
I love
pretend.
trees, but let's be honest, they're not the hardest working of things. A tree.
I know, but I mean, you don't. This hugging it is like, oh God, it's like that American. Is it a terrorist group called Earth First or something? And you see them in the woods, and they're screaming and crying, and because they heard the tree got cut down and that, and it's like, I understand your passion, but you're maybe misguided a little. You're taking it in the wrong direction.
About it.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, they always go that Aboriginal peoples have this kind of connection with nature.
Yeah, that's always
true.
That's always the direction.
But they say that the Inuit, when he hunts a seal, he respects the seal. It's his seal brother and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The Western fucking people would have you think that the Inuit is sobbing as he's spearing the thing to death.
Yeah.
And he's bloody sat there for 25 minutes having a spiritual moment. It's very cursory what they do. You know what I mean? They'll have a lot. It's matter of fact. They'll go, they'll thank it quickly because they can't afford.
I'm starving.
Cheers for doing that. But the people that wear those fleeces that have got the fucking Native American on the
nonsense.
front. I'd kind of be irritated if I was a Native American because the noble savage thing is fucking patronising.
So fucking racist, isn't it? It really is.
It's the worst thing. It's people that say, I really love Native American culture. Like, what the fucking hell are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Exactly.
But imagine somebody there's people we know that would go and pontificate to them.
They would. I've been told by Americans and Canadians that I don't understand my own culture because it doesn't fit into their narrative of what Speed Scottish should be.
It's like, what's the Scottish thing where the village appears every so often?
Brigadoon. It's not Brigadoon.
I mean, that is offensive to Scottish people. But that's what that's what Britain did to the Scots. They turned us into morons. The Celts and all this, which is all nonsense. It's all just made up.
Well,
but the thing is, Scottish people bought into it.
Well, it's like, here's what happened. A really strange thing happened in Scotland in the 90s. When Braveheart came out, everyone went, that's a lot of shite. It's made up nonsense. But for some reason, there was a part of the populace that went, that's my history there. I'm proud to be Scottish again.
Alex Salmond said it was the most important Scottish film ever made.
And it's not Scottish.
It's not Scottish. Starring an Australian. It's nonsense. It's all historical bullshit.
It's nonsense.
Probably you could say the most important Scottish film made. Trainspotting. Trainspotting was a zeitgeist.
I'm going to give you the most important Scottish film ever. And a film, Trainspotting, when you watch it now,
it's a bit dated,
It's a bit dated, but there's a film...
You can say Restless Natives.
100%. Restless Natives is the greatest Scottish film ever made.
Is it Comfort and Joy? The one about the ice cream wars?
Yeah.
That's a good film as well. And I tell you, I'm very partial to a Local Hero.
Now, I don't like that one, but
it's a bit toothy. But it's got Fulton Mackay in it, so you can't really...
Well, they can't argue with that, but... Yeah. Watch Gregory's Girl. And
Gregory's Girl is lovely, isn't it?
It's so charming.
It's charming
so
because
it's so Scottish humour.
It catches that awkward fucking teenage years. And it's every Scottish male has been like that.
And it's not teenagers that are 45 in American school. It's a shitty... It's a shitty Scottish... There's spots everywhere. Yeah. There's greasy hair. There's awkwardness and awfulness. And people whose bones don't fit their own skin. It's wonderful.
His pervy mates are just the funniest thing ever.
It's great. Claire Grogan's in it. Her Highness...
I hate
you
Claire,
shut your fucking pie hole. Her Highness Claire of Grogan is in it.
I don't like Claire Grogan. I find her one step below Lulu in the annoying stakes.
That's just because she's got that very nasally Glaswegian voice. But she's still wonderful. Altered Images. Altered Images.
My favourite bit of World War Z is where the Special Forces guys jump off the bar. And it's John Gordon. Is it John Gordon Sinclair?
Yeah, it's great. He's there.
He's all
gangly. He's fucking. Oh my God, he's a man. Jesus Christ. The
He's
special
quite a funny
forces
guy. I follow him on Twitter. He
Is
comes
he
away
good?
with some good.
He is.
He comes away with some.
But and then the sequel
that
to it is
a
great as well.
wonderful film.
But it's wonderful. Yeah. It's a
Just
great
that
film.
awkward Scottish. Did you ever see Across in Fife? Because Fifers are mental.
I agree.
But there was a bunch of Fife people connected to some pub. They all worked together, and they were making cowboy films.
What?
There was a documentary about it on BBC Scotland. Yeah, they were making.
Oh, I've got to find out about this.
Yeah, you'll be able to find it. They made like it, the Sheriff of Lonely Gulch, and it was all filmed in like Scotland Well.
This is wonderful.
Outside Kirkcaldy and stuff. Yeah, pretty funny.
Oh, I've got to know about that. That I would call that legitimate filmmaking. If you're making a full on,
people didn't seem to realise, but now anybody can make a film. Anybody can make a film.
We're making a film, dude.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
But anybody can do it. But back in the day, you needed to have like the people that had the wee cine cameras.
That was it was so expensive.
You needed to know what you were doing.
Well, our film will be shot 4K, on a higher quality camera than, say, the Phantom Menace was recorded on.
Yes.
We have a gimbal, which means
I'll need a body double because I won't be doing any walking about. I don't do stairs.
What about your sex scene with me?
I'm getting we're gonna get Susan. We'll get shave Susan a little bit, and she can be my body double.
Oh no, it's all going to be good. But I could actually talk a little bit about the film we're doing, because what we're doing is at this point, it's essentially we're going to do a trailer to get across what the film's going to be about a bit, and how it's going to look, and how the humour's going to be.
Is this a pitch?
Just essentially a pitch, yeah. And then we could take it from there, and then start working on things.
Timmy Mallet is keen to invest some of his whack-a-day money.
Timmy Mallet is a scholar and a gent. And
is he aware of us, Timmy Mallet?
I don't know, but I think we should make him aware of us.
We need to reach out to Tim. The only problem is he's good mates with Lorraine Kelly.
That fucking cunt. Listen,
I don't want to get involved with Lorraine Kelly.
Oh, she's fucking.
I just don't.
Oh, that fucking bitch. I'll tell you.
You'd come out. You'd be bruised and battered.
You'd have bite marks on you. Imagine her picking her up, because we don't have the budget, so I'd have to pick her up from the railway station myself, and then off she comes the train shouting at people, and then she'd bite me.
Keeping her sober.
It's not possible.
I've heard that when she meets you, the first thing, as a sign of loyalty, she gives you a Stanley knife, and she says you have to cut off a pound of flesh and feed it to her. You get to choose which bit.
Every fucking Dundee woman's the same.
That's why Ross King had to flee to America. She was just eating it. She was consuming him.
Oh God, that would explain his face.
That's his face.
Jesus,
they've had to rebuild him from the ground up.
Now you are an artist. You have an art degree. You're an educated man in the arts, the martial arts. And can you tell me what colour his hair is? I don't think it's possible.
Is he not? Is he looks like it's nicotine stained.
Yeah, nicotine hair. Okay, that's why you got your degree for this moment.
When ginger hair people, as they get older, the colour goes out of it.
Yeah,
Chris Evans.
Yeah,
I noticed Chris Evans. Chris Evans has started God, I'm just watching somebody up a ladder doing something along the road there. Oh, that's not looking good.
Oh dear.
Chris Evans has started dyeing his hair red again because it goes that white way.
He should have left it white. White's fine.
Just leave it white. It's fucking weird.
Dyeing it.
The dyed hair is really, really strange. You notice back in the day, just everybody dyed their hair.
Yeah. But I don't think it's a good move.
The chestnut coloured hair, they all had it. Just this thick.
It's not good.
You've noticed a lot of people over lockdown. And this is men.
Yeah.
They've not been able to get to their... They can't do a home dye job. So a lot of these geezers have been obviously getting... Because you need to get your hair dyed every week. Because you can't have the roots coming in. Imagine the expenditure.
I couldn't do it. You imagine Jerry Butler's hair. That's going to be whiter than white. He's dyed all over. You imagine his pale body. That's dyed as well. He'll tea dye his body.
Well, Tom Jones, he dyed it jet black.
Yeah, that's right. Rob Gingers.
Strangely, he doesn't look so old. with white hair.
It's weird, isn't it? It's weird.
Vanity. People think women are vain. Women.
Oh, men are
nothing
awful.
on men.
Men are awful with it.
Men are chronic because what's worse is they pretend not to be vain and then they're extraordinarily
That's how they get away
vain.
with it. See, the thing is, the difference with men and women, women have a general vanity that goes throughout the populace. Men are either incredibly vain or not at all.
Or
so
us.
you notice us, you go, look, they don't give a fuck, so that's what men do. No, we're not even men.
No,
We're not.
Guys, these guys, they just do everything. They're so particular, fastidious.
The ones
with
I
their
like.
appearance.
Have you seen the incredibly shaved goatees or beards that are all got the lines in that? That's incredible.
That takes so much time.
That's not a normal mind that does that.
They said that, like, Noel Edmonds, when his girlfriends, he made them, like, he had rules. He had a laminated rules list on how he liked his shirts ironed.
Now, hold on. I know a guy who was a friend of mine who had that. They had a laminated thing. That's what my life was to be. If not, you're out.
Can how shirts come with seams? Not seams. What do you call them? Creases. He didn't like those creases, so he would have the creases put in other places.
He isn't a normal person though, is he?
Well, no, he's into cosmic ordering, isn't he?
He did chase a UFO in the early 80s in his helicopter.
You basically shout up your lum. You put a piece of paper and burn it, and it goes into the cosmos.
You talk to the cosmos, and the cosmos will answer. Isn't that called praying? It's madness.
But obviously the whole
without a god.
Organised religion's not for me. I'm just going to write my fucking wish list in a piece of lavy roll and flush it down the toilet. I suppose it makes as much sense.
There's some women I know, and they're put it this way: they go to belly dancing classes, so you know the type. And
yes,
they would say religion is awful.
They do the burlesque as well.
Burlesque, that's it. And they go, oh God, religion's not for me. I hate all religion and all this, but I am also into Wicca. And you're like, you're fucking mental.
Wicca.
It's just
there's a like spell shop if you go down to the not like a Harry Potter. It's like trying to be a serious spell shop in the grass market.
Really?
Past Greyfriars Bobby.
Oh,
and it just sells just this overpriced like candles and candles like skulls. It's all purple.
Just nonsense.
It's all purple and black colours. There's a really good documentary on Netflix about the Mormons.
Oh, I'll have to watch that.
And it was a guy that was faking Mormon artifacts. Because the Mormon religion's
Mormon artifacts.
Mormon artifacts. But the Mormons are very recent. It's like, wasn't it 1880s or something?
Yeah.
Comparatively one of the most modern. It's not that much older than Scientology.
Is it John Smith? Done it?
Yeah.
Is
that not the beer guy? Yeah, I think it's John Smith. But this guy was faking them and selling them for vast. But what he was doing, which was genius, was he wasn't faking stuff that fed into the Mormon mythology.
Okay.
He was faking stuff that went against it. So the Mormon high-hegians were like, "Oh God,
genius.
we need to get that and get it out of circulation."
Oh my God, that is fucking genius! Now
Isn't
I came
it genius?
up with the greatest business plan ever. I think that's pretty close.
That's better than your cowls are us. But the way it goes into how he faked stuff, and it's really worth a watch.
Oh, that's
wonderful.
Then
he got murderous because I started to breathe down his neck. So he started a car bombing campaign.
Okay, that's not so good. But
it's extraordinary. Watch it. But it's all Salt Lake City. And like you can imagine, everybody's a Mormon in Salt Lake City. So all the Salt Lake City police, it's all Mormons.
Yeah.
But one of the chief investigators isn't a Mormon. And it's quite strange. But then they go to the forensic lab. He's a Mormon. Every fucker's a Mormon. But Salt Lake City looks like an interesting place to visit.
It looks nice. It looks good.
The Tabernacle Choir can certainly pump out some tunes.
That's true, but very little break beats.
No, not much rhythm. But I've not had Mormons at my door for a long time. I suppose they're not really allowed to do it.
Now. It's like you'd see them always going around with their little badges and bless
them.
The
wee badges.
That's a trial they've got to do, isn't it? They're not allowed to talk to their family for a year.
Not allowed to talk to their family, and they're not allowed to be by themselves. So when they're having a shit, somebody's got to sit in the bath and look at them.
Oh God!
Because you might play with yourself.
You know what? For all the times that I've been tempted to play myself, squeezing out a shit's never been one of them. but I bet
No?
there's a list. But don't say it like that. Fucking hell!
I bet there's somebody, and there'll be numbers of people
Listening,
who only
going,
masturbate when they're taking a shit.
Oh yeah, of course there is. Of course there is. Now, you see, I said that quite innocently, and there's a lot of listeners going, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about."
Google that.
Yeah, don't Google it. Don't go
Google
down
it. Just any level of weirdness.
It's
you know
like
what I mean?
the internet's weird. There's things that don't exist. Like if you Google blue muffin, for example, doesn't exist.
Blue muffin doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist. Do you have your phone in front of you? Well, you are in front of you. Do you have a computer in front of you right now?
No.
Right, okay.
I could Google blue muffin and it
doesn't exist.
It looks like an asshole, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an infected vagina.
Oh, it's like that too. It's like Two Girls, One Cup.
Oh God! Right now,
I've never seen it.
I fell for the blue muffin.
It's like Faces of Death. I'm just not looking at it.
I'm not looking at that. I fell for the blue muffin. I went, really? And I looked at it, and there's this swollen, infected vagina, and I almost fainted. So that's why I've passed it on to the world now to ruin other people's lives. But my mate,
have all done it there.
My mate, we're down in Newcastle. And my mate went, oh, look what I've got on my phone. And I looked at it and it was Two Girls, One Cup. And I just turned away and I went, that's fucking what's wrong with you? And he went, oh, it's dead funny. And every single person, there was probably about 20 people there, went, you're fucking sick. What's wrong with you? And he felt, so in his workplace, this was hilarious.
Kink shamed him.
But around it, kink shamed. There's two girls shitting in each other's mouths. It's seen it. It's terrible. No, it's not kink shaming. That's beyond kink. That's just fucking odd.
It would put me off my Shambosi real chocolate mousse.
Exactly. Then it makes them sick, so they vomit in each other's mouths and eat it.
Oh, what?
It's
That's
like
a dog.
It's
a dog
terrible.
And eating it.
But I never saw it. I just saw a split second of it and went, no, I'm not watching that.
There's a mate of mine, and he, when he was a school kid, he'd go up to one of his pals, and they just had pornography on the TV all the time.
Oh, God, it's so
With the
strange.
mum and dad. The dad would be sitting watching porn when they came in, but not like sitting there with his trousers down frantically, knocking one off.
Just watching it.
Just in the background.
Oh, my
like
God.
Loose Women.
That's terrifying. That is a form of porn, though, isn't it?
I remember I was across in Holland and staying in this, like, kind of, it wasn't a backpackers, it was like a Seamen's hotel.
I beg your pardon?
Seamen's Hotel, yeah, for crusty, salty sea dog.
Salty sea dog.
And there was a telly on in it, Ken.
Yeah.
And I went to switch. I switched on the telly, as I always do. It's like the modern day fireplace, a TV, isn't it?
Yes.
You're weird.
That's, yeah.
Just have on. Switched it on. Channel 1, EastEnders. Channel 2, pornography. Channel 2 through to 600. It was all just pornography.
God, I'm not that interested
I'm like that.
in
How
it.
did the Dutch get any work done?
All right.
Just all pornography. But the thing was, it was porn channels which would have a break and the news would come on.
Oh, that's strange, isn't it?
Lorraine Kelly was doing both.
There was a channel years ago, and I watched The Wither, and the girl started getting her tits out.
Oh, I was when Channel 5 started, wasn't it?
I started panicking.
Yeah.
What have I done?
No, yeah. You're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Panicking. No, but Channel 5, people forget, Channel 5 was just smut.
It was just utter rubbish.
Channel 5 now is all Yorkshire vets. That's all. Channel 5 is now become like a BBC Two thing. It's just, Channel 5 had like all creatures great and small.
It's so strange. In the 80s when Channel 4 came on,
Channel 4 was... We've spoken about this.
That was punk,
it was
but
punky.
it was also a movie production powerhouse. They
Yeah,
would
and
make loads of films.
It pushed the Word was on.
Yeah.
We've talked about the weird European films that were on through the night. But yeah, the really Channel 4 sought... But people said, oh, it was shocking. No, it wasn't really shocking.
It wasn't.
It was just...
They just tried stuff, yeah.
They were just trying to show people's ways of lives. And people didn't like it. Because people in this country just were so fucking... The UK annoys me because it can be so fucking conventional. Everything's so
that's
bloody
it. And
conventional.
I think it was just a little lean, like... what was the woman that used to be on... it was Network 7. She had a black... She looked like she was made completely for the 80s. She died recently, actually. Divine... What was her name?
Yeah.
I can't
I know
remember.
the woman you mean. Yeah,
She always wore sunglasses.
Corella Devine or something. No, it was, Bianca Devine.
Magenta?
Yeah, I know the Magenta Divine.
That's it. God, that came from nowhere. Yeah, and she was
very
great.
Arch, very funny. Yeah, she was good.
I just liked the nature of this whole 80s. I just liked that, and it was something exciting. Yeah, it was different.
Yeah, anybody can be creative to be creative, but the problem is people can be as fucking conventional as they want. Not fill your boots, man.
I am.
But what annoys me about conventional people, they want everybody else to be as boring.
Well, no, I like exciting different people, but I am just a boring person.
Oh no, day to day, you can't be exciting all your life.
That's it. I'm a very boring person, which is I'm happy with.
You can be exciting for maybe 5 or 6 minutes every fortnight.
Oh, that's too much. That's exhausting me even talking about it.
You fucking snort cocaine and fucking chase the cat about the house.
It's all about the cocaine, man. It's all about the cocaine.
It's all about the cocaine, man.
Cocaine's come back.
It's like cocaine back?
Yeah, it's so strange. It's so expensive. What's wrong with people?
Is it back in a big way?
Yeah, well, I'm from an area
because people have been a lot of people have been saving money.
Is that what it
is? During the lockdown, so they've got disposable cash. I watch a thing called Money for Nothing,
right?
Where they go in, they skip dive, and then they take stuff people get to throw out, they renovate it, upcycle it, and sell it, and then they show up at their house with the item. I can see Steve in the post. I wonder if he can come and pay me a visit. I know people like this. And the chap at their door, and they've sold the item, and they give them the money they've made, and they can actually make, for an old tatty piece of furniture, they can end up making them 400 quid.
That's amazing.
And it's always some old person comes to the door with a comb over and a blazer on. And they always say, what are you going to spend on? They always say, I'm going to give it to the donkey charity. I'll give it to the grandchildren. I really wish somebody would say hookers and drugs.
Yeah.
But they never ever do. I'm heading I'm making my way to the door.
Going the door.
Stephen.
This is the traditional way of ending a podcast is with Stephen. Stevens, what's he got?
He's coming up. I can see him.
Oh, has he got you something
coming
special?
Up. Oh, he's got some parcels for us here, is he?
Yes, one for you, sir.
Oh, that's good. I've trimmed the bush so Stephen can get access.
Poor Stephen.
Lovely day, Stephen.
Jolly, but
it's character building. I'm needing to get a bigger milk thing because look, thanks very much.
Surely you're just ODing on milk, right?
Oh, I love a bit of milk. Try oat milk, Stephen.
Oat milk.
Good for the digestion. I've never been more regular. Oh no! Oh well.
I suffer from.
Oh Jesus.
Ball disease.
Loose lips, sink ships.
Maybe you put this one. You've got to go. You've got to go.
Well, hey, dinner you be shiting in my garden. See you later.
If there's ever been proof that the way we talk is real, there it is. This is Welcome to Dundee.
Stephen and I have an easy way with each other.
I see that, mean? Yeah.
I don't speak to everybody like that.
Oh, you do. You do.
Yeah, I do.
You do.
I do.
What did you get? I want to know what you've got.
Oh, okay. I'm opening the packet.
The listeners have to know.
I'm opening the packet.
Some shit off Amazon.
It's well wrapped. Yeah, no. It's an auto nip.
A what?
Oh, what a device. It's a little thing for taking photographs from old SLR camera.
Oh, right, got you.
And I've got this thing, the kind of, I'm putting all this paper in the bin. The auto nip thing was by and by. What I was actually wanting, it's a little thing, you'll love it. It looks like a propelling pencil.
Okay.
You know this style?
Yeah.
But when you push it, these three little prongs come out to grab stuff.
Oh, nice.
It's absolutely fucking brilliant.
You invest your money wisely.
Isn't that because I don't know when I might drop something teeny inside someone teeny.
Exactly.
I need to winkle it out.
Wonderful.
The thing is, when I actually do drop a teeny thing into something teeny and have to retract it, I won't have this thing on me. I'll have it back at the house.
Yeah, that'll have fallen down something else.
I'll need to get another thing to winkle grabber. This thing out of the phone.
Yeah, this is what it goes on forever.
You'll like this.
It's the grabber industry, man. Once they've got you buying one, you've got to buy all sizes.
You should see it genuinely. Oh man, it kind of looks like the mouth of what's the fucking Tremors. It's
the
kind of got
graboids.
that quality to it. It's a graboid-esque quality.
Oh, how
I'll be able to do
lovely.
some fine work with that. Yeah.
Excellent.
No,
and on that note,
yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, guys, and that people make money just opening parcels. We should have done a whole episode just me working my way through the newspaper.
When we get back into the studio and filming these, we can get. I'll buy some treats and we can open them.
I like stuff on YouTube where it's people eating Japanese sweeties.
Do you want to do what every 20-year-old has been doing for the last 10 years and finally catch up? Do you want to do that?
Yeah,
I will do that.
Let's go to the Chinese supermarket and buy those mochi and then slowly eat them because they're quite a sound
disgusting.
when you're eating them.
Ladies and gentlemen, wash your balls.
Please
wash your clothes.
Wash your cloaks. I'm not 100% sure your cloak business is going to take off.
Listen, it's the greatest idea ever, and it will be fine.
Well, you could just get an old dog blanket and just throw over somebody's. Okay.
You have no way with the ladies, the recently bereaved, do you? I do. I charm them all. That's my bag.
That's your happy hunting ground.
Until next time, later.
You and your golden girls. Ta-ra, folks. Ta-ra, ta-ra.